Hello friends, in this presentation we are going to discuss properties of language. In the previous presentation you have seen the definitions of language. With the help of those definitions of language we tried to understand the nature of language, and now we will see some properties of language. All definitions discussed refer to the quintessential characteristics of human language, which can distinguish any human language system from any non-human language system. And almost all these definitions cover the important properties of language like duality, productivity or creativity, arbitrariness, spatialization, interchangeability, displacement, and cultural transmission. Now we will discuss these properties one by one. Let us see first property, duality. Language possesses the property of having two levels of structure. You can say first level, that is basic level, and next level, that is higher level. At basic level we consider the sounds, combinations of sounds, and at higher level we consider the words, combination of words or phrases, combination of phrases or sentences. So sounds are combined with one another to form meaningful units such as words. The secondary unit sounds are meaningless and the primary units have distinct and identifiable meaning. Next properties, productivity or creativity. Language can be used to send messages we have never said or heard before. It is possible in human language that man can send messages in a very different ways. So that is possible. The person who is going to receive the message can also interpret it in his own way. So we come to know that productivity or creativity is one of the important properties of language. Language is creative in that it makes possible the construction and interpretation of new signals by its users. Language is resourceful because of its duality and recursiveness. The recursive nature of language provides a potential to create endless sentences. So, the person who is using the language can produce number of infinite sentences or endless sentences. Chomsky says limited rules can produce unlimited sentences. Look at the word cool. Earlier, this word was used in few contexts like cool atmosphere, this is cool water. Now that word is used in different sense. Person or the speaker can say he is a very cool guy. So cool is used in a very innovative way. Words can be used in new ways to mean new things and can be instantly understood by people who have never come across that usage before. Arbitrariness. This feature was first proposed by Saussure. He said, the forms of linguistic science bear no natural relationship to their meaning, which indicates that the object which is called by a particular name doesn't reflect the characteristics of that particular object. So it has no connection with that particular word which is used for that particular object. Different sounds are used to refer to the same object in different languages. For example, a cat is called by other names in other languages, like in Hindi it is called Billi, in Marathi it is called Manjar, and in Gujarati it is called Biladi. Arbitrariness is considered at two levels. First is lexical level and second is syntactic level. So at lexical level, you see the example given from Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. A rose by any other name would smell as sweet. So here we come to know that rose, that one object, if it is called by another name, then also the characteristics of that object are not going to be changed. And at syntactic level, you see that language is not arbitrary actually. But if you see these examples, then you will find it out that first example is he came in and sat down. Second is he sat down and came in. And third, he sat down after he came in. So we come to know that first and third are considered as acceptable sentences. But second is not possible because we cannot change the order. He sat down and came in, is that wrong? So here first and third are accepted. Next is specialization. It signifies that each human language is a special system and has its own framework of structure and meaning. This system is suitable for conveying messages within the framework. So, here I mean to say that when someone wishes to send a message, the speaker or the person has to think about the context in which he has used or formed that particular sentence. Then only he can pass that message to another person. Then only the person who has received the message can understand it if he is aware of that particular context. Next is interchangeability. By interchangeability of language, we mean that it can both send and receive messages. Displacement. Human languages enable their users to symbolize objects, events, and concepts which are not present at the moment of communication. So, if you are talking about Eiffel Tower is not present before you, but you can talk about that particular object. You can talk about that particular place. In the same way, you can think about and speak about which is going to be organized in the coming days. So that is possible for human beings. They can speak about something belonging to any time or belonging to any space. Animal communication is normally under immediate stimulus control. For instance, a warning cry of a bird instantly announces danger. If you enter into the dark forest, you will hear various kinds of sounds produced by animals. They are indicating some things happening at the present moment. They are not reacting to the past event or the future event. If an unknown person comes to visit a particular person, that person is not at home, and he finds a dog at the doorsteps. So dog will start barking, but dog cannot give him the reply that my master will be home in a few days. Next is cultural transmission. Animal call systems are genetically transmitted. But if you think about human beings, that is not genetically transmitted, but language is culturally transmitted. It is passed on from one generation to the next generation by teaching and learning rather than by the instinct. So, human language is not genetically transmitted, but it is taught or learned. So, here we have discussed the properties of language. We will stop here, and in the next presentation we will discuss functions of language. Thank you.